All right, find a nice comfortable seat, whatever that is for you. I like to sit with my legs crossed on top of a block for a little bit of height. You can sit with your legs out, straight out in front of you if you like, or you could even sit on your heels. So take a moment to find your comfortable seat, and then once you have, just let your arms just naturally drop wherever they need to. Close your eyes over. And we'll just begin by grounding down through the sit bones, getting a little longer through the spine, and then just rolling the shoulders back, relaxing the gaze, the jaw. As we continue to settle into our practice, let's just deepen the breath a little bit. So take an inhale, fill up the belly, roll that breath up into the chest, hold just briefly, exhale through your mouth. 2 more on your own time. Inhale. Closing the mouth over, inhaling through your nostrils and exhaling through the nostrils. You might like to take a few rounds of inhaling, deepening the breath, and as you exhale through the nostrils, making your exhale twice as long. Just giving ourselves a moment just to tune in. And then as you feel ready, and there's absolutely no rush, just allowing the breath to naturally settle. So instead of taking those nice deep breaths in, long exhales, we're just allowing the breath to come and go as it needs to. And those of you who feel like you still have a busy mind, bring your awareness down to your navel. As you inhale, just begin to observe the belly as it rises. As you exhale, belly gently draws back in. Keeping the eyes closed, we'll come into some very gentle neck stretches. If you'd like to just stay out of the neck stretching because you have a sensitive neck or any issues in the neck area, just sit nice and quiet. Steady gaze, eyes closed, just facing forward. Otherwise, taking an inhale, getting nice and tall, and as you exhale, just bring the right ear down towards the right shoulder. Don't worry about meeting the air with your shoulder. We want to stay nice and long, drawing the shoulders down. We're just looking for a subtle stretch in that left-hand side. Inhale back through center, exhale out over to the left. Taking your inhale to center, and as you exhale, chin comes down to chest. Inhale back through center, exhale as the chin slightly lifts up, just a subtle stretch. Keep drawing the shoulders down. Inhale back to center, exhale fully. Gently blinking open the eyes, maybe giving the shoulders a couple of rolls. And we'll get into some stretching, so take an inhale up. As you exhale, palms together, hands to heart center. Let's go again. Big inhale, take up all the space. And exhale. Big inhale, arms come out wide. And exhale. All right, one more time. Big inhale up. This time as you exhale, I want you to sweep your right arm underneath your left, crossing at your elbows. So we're coming into eagle arms or a modified version. So either your hands come onto your shoulders or you bring your forearms into touch. Whatever feels better. I'll go with shoulders for this round. So I want you to sit up nice and tall and then just close the eyes over. We begin to deepen our breath once again. Inhale to the belly, roll the breath to the upper back this time. Hold just briefly, and then as you exhale, see if you can make it twice as long. And again, 4 more breaths in your own time. Inhaling and exhale. 3 more breaths. Once you've taken your 3rd breath, just let the arms come down to your lap. Maybe you roll the shoulders in the opposite direction. And we take a big inhale, take up all the space as you raise the arms overhead. Exhale, left arm underneath right. So once again, hands either come to the shoulders or you might like to come forearms into touch. Whatever feels better. If your forearms are touching, feel free to wrap the wrists, palms touch. If you're in your full eagle arms, I want you to just gently lift the elbows up and then just gently bring the hands away from the face. Neck is nice and long, chin slightly tucked. Let's settle in here for 5 breaths. Inhaling. Exhale nice and long. 4 more in your own time. As you inhale, draw the breath all the way to the upper back and the shoulder blades. Feel the shoulder blades expand as you inhale. As you exhale, everything just comes back to center. Alright, when you've taken your 4th exhale, just gently unwind the arms, roll the shoulders, whatever direction feels good. Blinking open the eyes. And then if you're on top of your block, just coming down off it, extending your legs nice and long. You're going to come into a little spinal twist. So you might like to have your blanket underneath you for a little bit of height here. Bending your right knee, stepping the right foot over top of the left leg. Left hand comes out behind you, fingertips facing outwards. I want you to bring the inside of your elbow to the inside of your right knee. So take an inhale, get nice and long. And as you exhale, twisting open to the left. So you want to twist from the navel, then the chest, and then maybe the shoulder. Nice easy gaze, looking down towards the floor. We take 5 breaths here. And if you'd like at any time to get a little deeper, you might take an inhale, get a little taller as you exhale, deepen the twist from the navel. 2 more breaths. And once you've taken your 2nd exhale, head just drifts back through to center, body follows, and you can uncross that right leg. Bending the left knee, step the foot over top of the right hand out behind you, fingertips facing outwards. Bending your left elbow and placing it onto the inside of the left knee. Big inhale, shoots the spine tall. As you exhale, twist open to the right. Feeling that twist from the navel. If there's any discomfort in the neck, just look back towards center, no problem. 2 more breaths here. And then we just let the gaze drift back to center, followed by the body. Extend that leg nice and long, maybe give the legs a little shake. And then I want you to draw the soles of the feet together and the heels in towards the buttocks, letting the knees drop open for butterfly. So bringing your hands to either your ankles or around your toes, you might like to just gently beat the knees up and down, a couple of rounds. And then find some stillness here. Take an inhale, get really nice and tall, chest is proud. As you exhale, bring the torso out over the legs. Maybe you press those elbows into the knee. Nice, comfortable gaze. Keep the chest nice and proud for this butterfly. And just looking above the toes, just where the gaze naturally lands. You might like to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale here as you create a little bit of space in the hip area. Keeping your jaw nice and relaxed. Two more breaths here. Nice deep inhale. Exhaling nice and long. Last breath. All right, straighten up the spine, close the knees over, and then make your way into a tabletop. Hands and knees. So you can place a blanket underneath your knees if you need to for some support and comfort. Otherwise, we want our hips over top of our knees, shoulders over top of our wrists, fingers spread nice and wide apart. Your neck is long, just looking down towards the floor. As you inhale, I want you to dip the belly, curl the tailbone, crown of the head up. You're gazing straight ahead. As you exhale, everything curls under, pressing the mat away from you with your hands and drawing your navel to your spine. As you inhale, the movement begins from the tailbone as you curl back up all the way through to the crown of the head. As you exhale, movement begins again from the tailbone, waving down the length of the spine and the back all the way to the crown of the head. In your own time, inhale. Exhale. 3 more in your own time. Once you've taken your last round, just coming back into your neutral tabletop. No rush to get there. All right, lifting into our downward facing dog. So spread those fingers nice and wide apart. Tuck your toes under. As you inhale, hover the knees. And then I want you to press your belly towards your thighs as you press the mat away from you. And then lift those hips nice and high. So we want to reach the heels down towards the mat, but we don't have to be touching the mat. No way. Keep those knees as bent as you need to so that you can hike your hips as high as you can. Maybe you pedal the heels up and down. Maybe you take a little sway from side to side, just feeling into how your downward facing dog feels this morning. And if we have any beginners following along, please feel free to come down into your tabletop anytime you need a rest here. So in your downward facing dog, we begin from our fingers. So we want our fingers to be spread nice and wide apart. So just take a little gaze forward. Make sure the fingers are spread nice and wide apart. Middle finger pointing forward. And then I want you just to relax your head between your arms. So you're looking between the legs, or if you like, up towards the navel. But if that causes any discomfort in the neck, just looking straight ahead through the legs. So let's just make sure that our shoulders are nice and relaxed here. Just inwardly rotating the inside of the armpits in towards each other, releasing through the shoulders. We'll take 5 more breaths here. Nice deep inhale, press the mat away, bend the knees, hike the hips high. As you exhale, reach those heels down. 4 more breaths, inhale. Once you've taken your fourth exhale, come back down onto your tabletop. Bring your toes together, bring your knees nice and wide, and sink into a child's pose. Alright, from your child's pose, make your way onto your belly. I want you to bring your feet together with the tops of the feet pressing into the mat. And then just bring your torso down to the mat. Your fingertips are underneath your shoulders. Just let your forehead lightly kiss the floor. We're going to come into our cobra. So I want your shoulders to roll down your back and your elbows to be nice and snug into the sides of your body. As you inhale, press your feet into the mat, lift your kneecaps, lifting up. Just a little way. And as you exhale, everything comes back down. Inhale as you draw the shoulders away, hug the elbows in. And as you exhale, everything comes down. And again, 3 more times in your own time. As you inhale, heart rises. As you exhale, everything lowers. Inhale up. And exhale. Last one, take an inhale, press the tops of the feet, lift the kneecaps. Exhale fully. Pressing up into your tabletop. And then just sink back into a nice easy child's pose, whatever version of child's pose suits you. Alright, coming into round 2, coming back down onto your belly. Bringing your hands underneath your shoulders. Tops of the fingers in line with the tops of the shoulders. Hug the elbows in, draw the shoulders away. Forehead kissing the floor. Take an inhale, lift the heart up. Exhale as everything comes back down. Inhale, rise up. And exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Exhale. Last one, take an inhale. And exhale. Press up onto your hands and knees. Sink back into your child's pose. You might like to even just have the arms down beside the legs, palms facing up, just to give the arms a little rest here. Coming back into your tabletop, lowering yourself back down onto your belly. Last round, a little bit of a twist this time. So pressing the tops of the feet into the mat, lifting the kneecaps. Hands are underneath the shoulders, elbows in, shoulders down. Take an inhale, I want you to lift the heart up. As you exhale, I want you to look over your right shoulder. Inhale back to center, stay nice and high. Exhale over to the left. Inhale back to center and exhale. Take a breath here, nice deep full breath in. Exhale. Take an inhale as you lift up. Exhale, look to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale back to center. Slowly lower down. Nice deep full breath in. Exhale. Last round. Inhale up. Exhale over the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. And exhale. Alright, press up onto your hands and knees. Come back into your child's pose. Relax those arms. 5 breaths here. Nice deep full breath in. Lengthen your exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Alright, come back into your tabletop. We're going to lift back into our downward facing dog so that we can come up to our standing postures. So when you're ready, fingers spread nice and wide apart. Tuck your toes under. Take a big inhale, lift your knees. Hips raise up. As you exhale, reach those heels back. 5 breaths here in your downward facing dog. You can make it a moving dog if you like. Pedal the heels. You might like to find some stillness. See if you can get a little bit more length through the spine. 2 more breaths here. Alright, nice easy gaze forward. Bend those knees and then take a nice easy stroll up to the top of your mat. So I want your feet to be a hip width apart. Bend your knees generously so that you can just fold over. See if your belly might be able to touch your thighs or as close to as possible. Arms can just be dangling down. Head is nice and heavy. Maybe shake it no, not at yes. If you like, you could take ragdoll, opposite hand, opposite elbows. Let's take 5 breaths here. Inhale deeply. Feel your belly fill up and press against your thighs. As you exhale, see if you can make it twice as long as your inhale. Nothing to do but breathe. I like to call the forward fold my anti-anxiety pose. So this is where I come to if I have a busy mind, I feel stressed, just need to change my perspective a little bit. I hang upside down. Just as good as a handstand if you ask me. Alright, before I get too comfortable, release your elbows if you've taken hold. And I want you just to begin to tuck the tailbone, stack the vertebra one on top of the other as you slowly crawl up to standing. Let the head be last so we don't get the dizzies. Once you're there, roll the shoulders. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Arms come out wide, take up all the space. Exhale, hands to heart center. And again, big inhale. And exhale. Big inhale. And exhale. Alright. Reach your hands at heart center. Lengthen the tailbone down towards the floor. Close the eyes. Standing nice and tall. Gaze is soft. Jaw is soft. Shoulders are soft. And then just let the arms come down by your sides. Alright, from your Tadasana, just turning sideways onto your mat so that you can take a nice wide step out. along the length of the mat. So you want to go as wide as you dare. Or it's about 2 hip widths apart, I believe is the common instruction. So we're going to come into our warrior 2 pose. So first of all, I'd like you to turn your left toe towards the short edge of the mat and then your right foot in slightly. So alignment-wise, that front heel is in line with the middle of the back foot. Hips are facing straight ahead as much as possible. Take an inhale, float your arms up to shoulder height. And as you exhale, I just want you to bend that left knee, lower the hips down. So just be careful here that our torso isn't coming out over the body. We want to keep the torso nice and long. So just checking out your alignment here on that nice straight line from the left knee down to the left ankle. We want to make sure that our knee isn't knocking in, so just drawing the side of the left thigh back towards behind you. We settle in here for 8 breaths. So as you inhale, I want you to draw the breath up through your feet. And as you exhale, shoot the breath out of the fingertips. If you need to take a break at any time, you can just bring your hands to your hips. Maybe roll the shoulders and bring them up whenever you're ready. No problem. 3 more breaths here. Nice deep full breath in. Exhale. Twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. All right, from here I want you to take an inhale, straighten that left knee. As you exhale, reach forward, tilt the hips back, and then take a nice slow dip down into your triangle. So if you have a block handy, you might like to have the block beside the inside of the left foot for a little bit of height. You can gently rest the hand on top of your ankle, your shin. You might like to bring the palm open, pressing it against the inside of the ankle there. Make sure you find nice, comfortable placement for your neck so you can look straight ahead, maybe looking down. 3 more breaths here. Nice, deep, full breaths in. Exhale, maybe soften a little bit. Inhale. And I want you just to look down towards your left toes, bend into that left knee, take a big inhale, lift yourself up. Pausing here for 3 breaths, inhale and exhale. Twice more in your own time. Last one, inhale and exhale. All right, straighten that left leg up, lower those arms down, roll the shoulders. And we're going to turn to the opposite side. So right toes come towards the short edge of the mat, left foot in slightly, about 45 degrees. Alignment-wise, that right heel in line with the middle of the back foot. And when you're happy with your foundation, take an inhale, float the arms up. And as you exhale, bend into that right knee. So let's just check out our alignment first. So nice straight line from the right knee down to the right ankle. And we're pressing into the outside of the left foot, so this leg's active as well. Arms nice and soft, so they don't have to be rigid. Reaching. Keep a little bit of softness in the elbows if you like. Arms nice, even height. Settling in here, we'll take 5 more breaths. Inhaling. Draw that breath up through the feet. As you exhale, shoot the breath out of the fingertips. Three more breaths. Keep your gaze nice and easy. All right, take an inhale, straighten up that right leg. As you exhale, reach forward as you tilt the hips back, and then nice, easy drop down into your triangle. So once again, just find nice comfortable placement for your neck here. I like to look down or straight ahead because my neck has a few niggles in it. Easy breath. Remember, you do have the option to have your block here for support. All right, looking down towards your toes, bending into that right knee. Big inhale, send you back up into your warrior two. Settle in here for a moment. 3 more breaths. Last one, inhale. All right, straighten up that right knee. Right leg, lower the arms down, roll the shoulders, shake it out. Bring the feet to parallel. We're going to come into a wide leg forward fold. So, keep the feet parallel here. If you like, you can have a tiny, tiny little bit of pigeon toe, toes angling in. And maybe keep a little bit of softness in the knees here so that we're not jutting the knees out. And I want you to take an inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, bring them down. Do that again. Big inhale. Exhale. One more time. Big inhale. And exhale. Right, roll the shoulders. Bring the hands onto the hips. Take a nice big inhale. Get proud in the chest. As you exhale, hinge from the hips. Come to your halfway point. So if there needs to be softness in your knees, please feel free to do that. If you're comfortable with the legs long and straight, then that's okay too. Now you can stay here if you wish, otherwise we're going to travel down a little bit further. So take an inhale. As you exhale, just let the hands begin to travel down to the floor. So once again, if you have a block handy, you might like to place it in front of you and just get a little height here. And as you get more comfortable traveling down, maybe the block can be moved to the side, hands can rest. If you can, have your crown of the head parallel to the floor. You might like to shake the head no, nod the head yes. It's up to you. If you'd like to get a little work out of the thighs, you can lift the kneecaps here, activate the legs in your forward fold, or you can just simply have the knees nice and soft, just enjoying the stretch. 5 more breaths here. So as we think about coming back up to a standing position, I'd like you to find your halfway point first. Place your hands on your hips, engage your navel area, and then big inhale lifts you all the way up. Beautiful. All right, heel toe those feet back and together. Standing whichever way you like on the mat, facing whichever way you like, long ways, sideways, whatever. Bringing your feet a hip width apart. And then just place your hands on your hips for a moment. Shift your weight into your right foot. And then bring your left foot either up to the inside ankle, up to the calf, or up into the inner thigh for your tree pose. So wherever is comfortable for you, once you've found your balance, then just release the arms down. Find a drishti point, that point of focus directly in front of you. It might be on the floor, it might be on the wall. You can keep your hands here if you like. You might draw them into heart center, or maybe you take a big inhale, lift the arms up. Wherever you are, soften your shoulders. Nice, easy gaze. You know, it's not really about staying still in your tree pose. It's more about finding your balance again and again. So being able to navigate your way back to your center. Because, you know, trees are never still anyway. We don't need to be completely still. It's okay if you're a swaying tree. If your arms are up overhead, take an inhale, close the palms, exhale back to heart center, and then just release the foot down, walk it out. So if you need to, once again, place the hands on the hips, shuffle weight onto the left foot, and bring your right foot into whatever version of tree pose is best for you. Ankle, calf, maybe the inner thigh. And then when you're ready, finding whatever version for your arms is most comfortable. So you might just hang out here, you might hang out here, you might take an inhale up, soften those shoulders. Finding a nice, easy, comfortable breath, keeping your gaze nice and soft. Not worrying too much about swaying around. Just working on finding that center again and again. All right, close the palms over. Draw the hands back to heart center. And then lower the foot. Walk it out. All right, come up onto the top of your mat. And we're going to make our way back down again. So feet can be a hip width apart, or you can have toes into touch, a little bit of space between the heels, whatever feels best for you. I want you just to take a big inhale, throw the arms up, and as you exhale, sweep the body down, like splat. Couple of breaths here. Feel free to take your ragdoll if it feels nice. And then just releasing elbows if you've taken hold. Plant your palms down and take a nice easy stroll back into your downward facing dog. So we'll take 5 breaths here in our downward facing dog, and it's completely up to you. You might like to just hang out, walking the heels up and down, maybe just staying still, concentrating on getting that height in the hips and the length of the spine. If you like, you can take an inhale, lift that right leg up, bend the right knee, open up, stack that right hip on top of the left, looking under your left armpit for your toes. If it doesn't feel good, just stay with the legs down. Squaring those hips off, extending the leg first, and then bringing it down. No cheating. Walk the heels up and down. If you've done the right side, you might like to do the left side as well. Big inhale lifts the left leg up, bend the knee, open that left hip on top of the right. Looking under the right armpit this time, finding your toes. And squaring the hips off, lengthening the leg, bring it on down. And whenever you are, I want you to take a deep inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, press the mat away from you. Lift those hips high. One more nice long stretch here. And then take an inhale. Knees come down. Exhale, child's pose. Find that nice, even thread of breath. From your child's pose, just making your way onto your back, hugging your knees into your chest, maybe taking a little roll from side to side, finding that nice little sweet spot to massage along the back and the spine. As we begin to warm down, cool down, and prepare for our Shavasana. Just closing the eyes and just enjoying rolling from side to side. All right, finding center here. We're going to come into a spinal twist. So you have options here. You can come into your spinal twist with your feet on the floor. This is a much gentler version of your spinal twist. Or you can have the knees into the chest, your choice. So wherever you are, bring your arms out nice and wide, palms facing downwards. Take a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, just let the knees drop over to the right. Turning your gaze, looking towards the left. You might like to close your eyes here. When you're ready, taking an inhale, letting the knees come through center. As you exhale, let the knees drop to the left. Looking out over the right shoulder. And on an inhale, knees come back to center. Maybe give the knees a little hug. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, draw the knees in a little closer. Inhale as you hold. Exhale, draw the knees in a little closer. Last one, nice deep inhale. Exhale, draw the knees in. Maybe you bring your nose to your knees. And release the soles of the feet to the floor. All right, walk your feet and your knees in together. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, let the knees drop open. Soles of the feet come together. So we're in our reclining butterfly. So your choice here, what you do with your arms, they might just be away from the body, palms facing up. You might take one hand to your navel, other hand to your heart. This can feel quite nice. Or you might bring your arms up overhead, taking opposite elbows, opposite hands. Wherever you decide to settle, make sure that you feel comfortable as possible. Close the eyes, close the mouth. Bringing your attention down to your hips. And as you inhale, I want you to take a nice deep breath and just let that breath come all the way down into the hip space. As you exhale, lengthen the exhale, letting go of tension, tightness. Inhaling all the way down to the hips. Lengthening your exhale. Helping the body to create space. Five more breaths here. Once you've taken your 5th breath, using your hands to gently close the knees over. Give the knees another little hug. And then take any last stretches that feel good here. You might like to reach the arms overhead, toes pointing down, big long stretch. Maybe another little spinal twist if it feels nice. And then preparing for your final pose, your Shavasana. Best pose yet. So bring your feet nice and wide, just let the toes hang out. You might lift your chest and then draw your shoulder blades together. Bring your palms facing up, away from the body. Give yourself lots of space. Neck is nice and long, chin is slightly tucked. Closing the eyes. Take a deep inhale to your belly. Roll that breath up into the chest, hold, and then exhale out of the mouth. Coming back to your nostril breath, inhaling through the nostrils, exhaling through the nostrils. Letting the breath just naturally soften. And with every exhale out, we begin to feel the body softening into the mat. All those heavy parts of the body, back of the head, shoulders, hips, heels, everything just softening down. With every exhale, you begin to feel relaxation gently rippling through the body. What would it feel like if relaxation was to gently ripple through the body? Head to toe. Every exhale like a wave. Gently begin to deepen your breath once more. Taking the breath into the belly, rolling it like a wave up into the chest. Exhaling through the mouth. Take a few more rounds in your own time. When you feel ready, gently beginning to wriggle your fingers and your toes, maybe turning the head gently side to side. Reaching your arms up overhead, taking that full body stretch. Turning onto your side, using your underarm as a pillow and bending the knees. And keeping your eyes closed if you can, pressing yourself up to your comfortable seat. Feel free to get back on top of the block. Legs can be crossed, extended out long in front of you. Wherever you are, just ground down through the sit bones, get nice and tall in the spine, and then just soften your shoulders, your gaze, your jaw. Hands just resting in your lap or on top of your knees, wherever's most comfortable. Let the breath settle. Take a little scan of the body, of the mind. Just notice how you feel. No need to analyze or judge whatever comes up. Just notice, let it go. Bringing your hands into heart center, lightly pressing your thumbs against your chest. We'll close our session with 3 breaths today. So exhale fully to prepare. I want you to take a deep inhale into the belly, roll the breath up into the heart space, open the mouth. 2 more times, inhale. Inhale. Bring your chin down to your chest and then lift your thumbs up to that space between the eyebrows, your forehead. Give yourself a smile for your practice today. A smile for showing up. And honoring ourselves and the world around us. We bow together, we say Namaste. Well done.